So we're on to the second of the games I played against Franco for Clan League. This time closed. It was one of those multi-level sets. I think 7 through 10 must use 2 level 7s. I believe all rules on. Hopefully I scroll down in a moment. Let's see. This was, again, I'm recording this after the fact. Well after the game was played, actually. So I think all rules in effect. My kind of thought with building a hand was I thought in a world, and I think like some kind of A9 stuff was banned. So in a world where there are going to be like a lot of 8s and 10s and maybe some 9s, I thought 6, 8, 7, 8 might just be a really good endgame sweeper if I got first turn. And that was my thinking there. I didn't really have a starter plan here. I wanted kind of some directional balance and then a nice endgame sweeper. And that's what I went with. So my starter was 7, 6, 4, 8, and 7, which I think I feel pretty good about. It's fairly easy for me to recapture with numbers that are pretty decent facing out. I have that plus wall in 8 if I want it with A8, 2, 6 if I want to lock in more securely. But I don't feel uncomfortable with 5, 1, 9, 9 recapturing there. Like, that's pretty hard to play against. And generally kind of leaves Freya to sweep the top row, right? I'm sort of hoping to fill out other parts of the board. My opponent, Franco, goes in 9. And this is a move I am very happy to see set up Bahamut in 8, but might be running out of down power in some sense. Because my 5199 is now kind of needed for 6, which means my 5881 is needed for 4, and my A826 is kind of needed for 8, which leaves me with Freya as my card to use this turn, but I do not want to use Freya this turn. Therefore, what do? Looking at it now, feels like I should play 5881 and 1. That sets up Freya quite nicely. There is a worry that Bahamut will be left without a square. I had first turn, so I'm going to have last turn. I'm going to have to use all my cards. Unless Bahamut can land in 8, Bahamut's pretty poor. And I think I spent a while this turn trying to figure out, can I use Bahamut this turn? But I didn't want to. I didn't want to give up having a capture in 8. I think that's too important. I think I couldn't find a good square to use Freya, but I also don't want to use Freya. So yeah, I guess you can start an 8 here, but I don't like that kind of play at all. I wanted to play 1. I think I played 5, 8, 8, 1, and 1. Looking at it now, I don't see many choices here. I'd be pretty confused if I made a different move. Yeah, okay. So we gave a new card a capture in 4. I kept Freya in my hand if I wanted. Freya is really good for 2 and 4. Bahamut is good for 8. 5199 has a lot of power facing the action. It's my card for 6. Fundamentally, as long as I can find a good use for Bahamut, I should be in very good shape here, first turn closed. My opponent goes in 6, which is totally reasonable square to play, but is, of course, very lucky for me because it means Bahamut does have a home. Sadly, I won't have a big threat in 5, but I do have a home for Bahamut, and that's just too important. I can't miss a chance to take that. I think so far I've made no questionable decisions. Oh, I did look through all the cards they could have. So I played Bahamut in 5, and then I wanted to check in 8, and then I wanted to check what are the odds they have 5. And I looked through the various cards here just to think, specifically looking at the levels they had left, because we've seen a level 9 and a level 7 from them. So we know they have a 7, 8, and 10. I don't have to check level 9s. And also it was limited decks. I think it was FF7, 8, 9, maybe one other, maybe 10. So I specifically checked and opened tabs for the decks available so I could check, which I think is good form, but didn't actually help me. So they play Rude in 4, which was rude of them. And now we have a decision. I think I've played this game correctly so far, I think. I don't think there's any complaints. But now we have 6 options, and all of them are kind of viable. If I play Minotaur in 5, I go up 6-4. And here I did check the cards. I lose. I don't lose. If they play in 3, they can combo back. They go up to 7-3 if they combo back from 3. But Freya will flip 1, will flip 5. So it will at least tie, and it will win unless they have a 9 or 10 facing out from 3. So they could tie if we go Minotaur 5, if they can play in 3, comboing and with a 9 or 10 facing out. If they play in 2, they can take me, and then Freya beats anything but a 9, unless they combo me, in which case they win if they have a 9 out. I checked all available cards. I checked if they could combo that with a 9 facing out, and I don't think any available cards they could have did so. Right, we've seen their level 8, so we only have to check level 10s and 7s. It's limited decks. I think I checked everything, so I was confident 5, 1, 9, 9, and 5 was at least a tie. But we have other moves to try. We could try Freya in 5. Now, Freya in 5, in one sense, is a little better, because if they combo in 3, we can combo back in 2 with Minotaur, the Freya part, and we do win their 6-4. However, if they play in 2, we can't take either 9s or 10s, and if they combo us, we lose. And I believe there were more cards that combo to 6 than combo to 5, and and they don't have to have exactly a 9 out here. They could have a 9 or 10 facing out. So I thought Minotaur was clearly worse than Freya. In general, you want to keep the card that's the better sweeper. Freya is the better sweeper, so I didn't strongly consider using Freya in 5. But we do have other squares to consider. What if we start with Minotaur in 3? Well, if they have 5, they will go up 7-3, and we're not guaranteed the recaptures. We can take a 10 or a 9 facing up, but weirdly we cannot take an 8. We can take a 7 or lower. We can take almost everything. We can't take an 8. I don't think I checked how many cards comboed in 5 with an 8 up. That's pretty safe for me. The move that was more unappealing there was if I go in 3 and they combo that in 2, I do probably lose. Freya can only combo a 7 facing down from 2. I probably lose there. I'm not sure how likely they would be to do that, so I strongly considered that move. But that did scare me. 5, 1, 9, 9, and 3 I think is a reasonable choice, but a little riskier than 5, 1, 9, 9, and 5. There's also 5, 1, 9, 9, and 2, but without having combos anywhere, it's pretty terrible. Similar to 6, 8, 7, 8, and 2, without having combos anywhere. I guess if they go 5 in kind of weird manner, but if they go 3, I lose. Maybe 6, 8, 7, 8, and 2 is a good option as well. I'm pretty sure I spent some time on that. There's also 6, 8, 7, 8, and 3, but 5, 1, 9, 9 is, again, not the best sweeper. So I think the choice here is 5, 1, 9, 9, and 5, which is the safe move, 5, 1, 9, 9, and 3, or 6, 8, 7, 8, and 2. I think those are the 3 defensible options here, and I, following my proclivities, went for the safe move. Pretty sure. Checked cards, checked cards, checked cards, went 5, 1, 9, 9, and 5. And this wins unless they can, I'm up 6-4, unless they can combo in 3 with a 9 or 10 facing out, or they can take in 2 with exactly a 9 facing out. And they have a level 10 and a level 7 to do so. And Franco played. They can also combo in 2 without being comboed back, and he did that. He had the combo in 2 that I couldn't combo back. That was the other way to tie. I checked that he couldn't combo with a 9 facing out, so I knew this wouldn't beat me, but if he had the combo, he'd get the tie. And to his credit, I think he played a pretty good close game here and managed the tie. I think I played correctly the whole way. Now that we know he had 7, 7, 7, 4 in his hand, we know if I played 5, 1, 9, 9 in 3, he could have played 7, 7, 7, 4 in 5, and that's a tie, right? He flips 2 cards, I flip 2 cards back. And now that we've seen this card, if we played 6, 8, 7, 8, and 2, 7, 7, 7, 4 does not hold the tie against us, right? We beat that card. So 6, 8, 7, 8, and 2 may have been the best move, but we haven't seen his level 10. And I'm going to guess that these were all likely to tie given his hand, but we didn't have that information. we know from the previous game that he will play hands that aren't aiming for perfect balance. The previous game, I don't think we can make too strong assumptions about what the remaining cards will be. All in all, I think I played really well this game. I'm quite happy with this as a closed game performance, but Franco also played well and got a tie on second turn, which is hard to do, and got a tie when I had a perfect place to use Bahamut as well. So I think there were moments here I got lucky, and I should not feel like, I got unlucky not to win this. I think I played a good game, and it happened not to be good enough here. So good game to Franco, well played.